We've got football news. We call it soccer. The rest of the world calls it football. And the entire world was watching today as the USA visited Port of Spain, Trinidad to contest the last spot in the field of 24 for the 1990 World Cup in Italy. It was quite simply the most important soccer match the U.S. has played for the last two generations.
Paul Caligiuri has scored a goal and the USA lead 1-0. The USA has realized a dream. They will qualify for the World Cup in 1990.
Leading up to 1990, I think we all knew that 40 years that the national team hasn't made the World Cup. So that team, we look at it, if we didn't qualify for the World Cup, where would U.S. soccer be?
This was it. We set ourselves up for a stage that either we were going to fall miserably and be completely disappointed, in our careers and what we were trying to do on a grander stage for the country itself, or we were going to be heroes.
There were guys before us and the guys after us, but certainly this is one of the most important times in U.S. soccer history, in my opinion. So now we're in Italy, and we go and we get a kind of a compound training camp. It wasn't luxury.
I just remember when we were checking in, and we're all getting kind of off the bus, and the gates were like a military-style gate, and it was like almost looked like it was barbed wire on the top of it. And it slid across, and it was like some type of World War II camp or something. I was like, where are we going?
There we go. Well, what do we have to explain? These
I think they just had the mentality that we're going to bunker in, we're going to, get prepared, and there's going to be no outside distractions.
It was really kind of very highly guarded. Nobody could get in, nobody could get out, and that was the basis of where we trained leading up to the World Cup before that first game against Czechoslovakia.
What do I not want to remember about the first match against Czech Republic? Wow. Well, when you go into a first experience and you have 5 goals scored on you, that's difficult.
When we were getting ready to go out, they had metal steps. So we hear clunking, and we turn around. It's the Czech team, getting ready to go out before us. They definitely were a big team, 6'2", 6'3", if not taller.
We lost that game 5-1. It was boys and men. We saw this huge gap, and we knew that going into the next game, we had to make some adjustments.
Maybe that was the wake-up call we needed before we went in. Our second game was to play against the host country, Italy.
Italy's probably one of the best teams that's ever been assembled. Our coach said, you know what, just go out and play, have fun. And we did. We could have tied that game. Would have been one of the bigger upsets in World Cup history. And to lose 1-0 and almost tie it at the end was pretty impressive. I know there's no moral victories, because there isn't, but that felt good.
Some of the Italian players, and even some of the staff outside of our locker room coming over to hug us and give us high fives and congratulate us on a great performance. For them to give us that credit and that recognition was pretty special. Regardless of the results that we had in the World Cup in 1990, getting ourselves on the map, proving to everybody that we could play, that was important. That was huge.
The U.S. has qualified for every World Cup since we got back to the World Cup.
It's just incredible, and what you really dream of, playing in front of a large crowd, playing in the World Cup, and for me, being the captain of the World Cup, and you can't get any better than stuff like that.